Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon That Series The Beginning episode talk. So, do you guys want to have an episode dedicated to James from Team Rocket? Because that's exactly what we're getting. So, as the gang is traveling, they see a sign with a picture of a young version of James, and then a limousine appears behind them, and then the butler is just like, do you know this boy? It's like, that if it's James from Team Rocket, then yeah, it's like, alright, get in, take him to the mansion. And then Team Rocket appears and is like, this doesn't indeed look like James. And James is like, I'm gonna stay here. You guys have fun chasing after the twerps. Once they are done with the whole mansion stuff, I'll be back. Don't you worry about that one. But they still drag him along. And the gang arrive at the mansion. Well, at least at the front gates. They go through the front gates. And half an hour later, we are almost at the mansion. Which makes me just absolutely sick of rich people. Because who wants to live in a house where in order to get to your front door, you have to do half a days of traveling? What? That is so bad. Like, why would you want to live like that? I don't understand rich people. But they arrive at a giant mansion and it's like, oh, wow, this is a big house. Like, no, these are Growly's quarters. James's Growlithe. The actual mansion is right here, which is like twice the size, and that thing was already huge, so this one is huge. So they go inside, and it turns out that James is actually rich, and also that his mom and dad are dead. And if James wants to inherit the money, he needs to return in 24 hours. Otherwise, he won't get anything. But he has to marry his fiance, which is kind of where the problem comes into play. So the gang is outside, and Ash is like, we should help. And then Misty's like, why? It's like, but we should help, okay? It's a nice thing to do. We should help. But then Team Rocket appear, and James pretends like he doesn't remember anything. But he does have a faint memory of the fact that the James that lived here, he one day left with Growly. However, he was so hungry and he sadly enough passed away. And everyone is like, oh god, James is dead. I miss him so much. And then Misty is like, he's right here. It's like, oh yeah, right. But then Jesse and James put on these, like, I don't know, funeral outfits, I guess. And they are quote unquote invisible. So they go to the door, James tied up, and move James around like James wants him here. And it's like, yay, I'm back. So, but it turns out the parents aren't dead at all. They're alive again. And then James gets taken to his fiancée. And it turns out that is a woman named Jezebel. And she looks exactly like Jessie. However, I don't know how it's possible, but she's meaner. So Jezebel eventually is like, let's go to the vault to see all the money. So they go downstairs. Turns out it was a trap because no one was fooled by Team Rocket's disguise. And also, Jezebel has a whip, which after a smoke bomb is thrown, she uses on, well, she tries to use on James. That woman is entirely insane. But eventually, she uses Vileplume's stun spore in order to stun everyone here and tells the butler to throw everyone out, except James, obviously. So everyone gets thrown out and they hear a noise from the quote-unquote tiny house. And Pikachu tells Ash what is wrong, and Meowth then translates what's wrong. It turns out Pikachu's like, look, there's a noise coming from in there. Whatever's in there, it wants out. So Ash is like, alright, let's help it out. So everyone pulls on the door. They open up the door, and we see a Growlithe charge for James. He charges, gets in the way of James and Jezebel, and then grabs James and leaves. And then they all hide out in the house. And then we get the backstory of the real reason why James left was because of the insanity that is Jezebel. Because of the fact that Jezebel tried to make him into something that he isn't. I mean, she's yelling like, I'll show you how to eat spaghetti in the proper way. It's like, look, if I want to grab a handful of spaghetti and put it in my mouth, that's how I'm gonna eat spaghetti. Nobody tells me how to eat spaghetti, okay? I'm not gonna twirl it on like a fork and then carefully put it through the sauce. No, I'll eat it the way I want to eat it, alright? You leave me alone. Simple as that. But that's why he left. And then afterwards, you know, Bike Gang, Team Rocket, all that stuff. However, then the wall breaks behind Jesse and Meowth, who gets shot out of the house. And Jezebel is back. But then a flamethrower from Growly causes Jezebel to run away because Vileplume's on fire. And then James is like, Growly, I love you, but you gotta stay. You gotta stay when my parents protect them, okay? Care for them. Look, they may not care about me or what I want, but care about them nonetheless. But you have to stay here, okay? I can't bring you along on the Team Rocket adventures. Goodbye, my friend. And it was such a sad moment because we'll see Growly and Jezebel again, but that's about it. Like once. We're not gonna see them much more than that. We're gonna see them one more time all the way in Sinnoh. But it did feel sad, James saying goodbye to his old friend. It did make me go like, I know. I wish he didn't say goodbye. But Meowth and Jessie are walking away, and you know, they've given up. But then James appears and Jessie jumps into the balloon, and then they're like, we're together forever, and they forgot Meowth. So Meowth runs after the balloon. Meanwhile, Jezebel's chasing after the gang because of the fact that she still wants to find James, and that's how the episode ends. And overall, I found this a very fun episode with some emotional touches, because even though the whole story of James's death was just nonsense, doesn't matter, it was still an emotional story. And also, obviously, between James and Growly, very emotional. But overall, the episode was fun too. I mean, Jezebel's just Jessie, but like even more insane, which I didn't know was possible. So overall, yeah, I found this a very fun episode. I really liked it. So, let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below about this episode. And with that being said, thank you all so very much for watching. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you're not already, turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out the Let's Play channel. Link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys next time when we got a gigantic tongue. Bye!